Hey everybody, welcome to another video of Jaybird TV. Glad that you are here today. Just a little bit of calisthenics there to open up the beginning of the video. Some fun skills that I've been working on. One arm pull-ups are feeling really strong. If you want to see the full set, that is at the end of the video, but just a little teaser there to open things up. Climbing on the concave wall today, which has got a bunch of features. You see some pretty cool terrain. Getting started on this green V4, V5 here. I'm pretty stuck. Really not sure what I'm doing there. Just trying to figure out how to get to this Gaston smoothly, get the flash attempt. My pride will not let me fall on a V4, V5, even though it happens from time to time. But been trying to hone in on the technique, just make sure that I'm really flowing through things, not over gripping, using my legs to stand up, things like that. Been feeling good, feeling strong, and I'm working on jumping around a little bit more again, getting that strength back. Right in the middle of the video, there's gonna be a bunch of kilter board climbs. So yeah, stay tuned for those. Gonna be climbing in the concave, kilter board climbs, and then some slab climbing. Wow. Actually climbing in the slab, amazing. So up next we have this V6, V7 here, right on the corner. This one's a little bit softer, I'd say, an easier V6. Just trying to figure out the beta here, see me kind of sorting things out. And then I hop on, and the start feels a little bit funky, a little bit weird. I do kind of, I don't know if that counts my first go. I think it does. So no flash here, but bump it up the right hand, come in left, and then, excuse me, can just really stand up here. I'm looking to get maybe the left foot over, but it feels a little weird, so I just kind of stand up here. Bump that right hand up. Thankfully, that's a really good hold. And from here, I'm able to walk up and get a heel hook set with my left hand. Cross over, and then go for a meat hook here. Fun fact, whenever you see a camera shift, I actually climb it twice because I only have one camera. So I always do a little editing magic to make it look seamless. But yeah, anytime in all of Jaybird TV history, you see one climb at two angles, I actually climb it twice back to back. But I always go for the full send. I almost never just do only the move. I pretty much just send it twice. Why not? Gotta make sure it's not luck. V4, V5 here. The whole set is going to be a little bit soft in my opinion. Not a bad thing. Definitely inspiring to new climbers. It's going to feel a little bit easier to me as a little more OG climber in the gym. But kind of fun. Uses the two features there. Does feel a little tricky to get the left foot up. Not a very big placement on the feature there, but not too bad once you trust the foot. Cruising right along to a orange V4, V5. This one got pretty cool as you transition to the right side of that feature. So starting here, you go out to that box, and then you have to do a pretty big move here. So actually match in order to then toss up left. If you're not as lanky as me, your feet cut, and it was a cool dynamic move, I'm able to keep my feet on. Been doing a lot of crossing moves. I don't know if you saw the last video. There was a very big cross move, which is pretty dope. And just kind of cruising right along. Here you stand up, keep your weight very close to the wall. And of course you have an awesome foot on the feature. The top hold is actually not the best there. I'm kind of surprised, but I suspected as much, seeing a couple other climbers on it, and made sure to have a firm grip. Oh yeah, getting sends. Hopping right on the V8. Normally I put V8/V9. This one is definitely not a V9, so hence just the V8. I think there's also 7B and not 7B+. But good intro to the black tags here. Stepping up, pretty powerful move. Definitely feel the back firing off, kind of activating. A high foot here to really use that undercling and go to these three crimps here. This is where it does get pretty tough. The foot feels not the best there. It's very small, not under me. So as I go out right, kind of like, where do I go? Foot pops off, and I'm really frustrated because I've sent this route before. Before the video, I had done this one. And so expected to get the day flash, having the beta. I did not flash it my first time. It took me a few tries to figure it out. So here I'm determined to get it. Going up left, getting that left foot on. And then as you see, with just my left foot on, as I go out right, here I switch. Just not set up well for it. And I thankfully remembered what I did. I actually got my left foot on top of the bigger hold, which is slopes downwards, so you wouldn't expect it to be good. But it is much, much better than that little tiny foot chip. That is pretty small, but here I'm able to bump the right hand up, switch out the left foot, cross under, and then you'll see that I get my left foot up on that sloper. And then I'm thinking about readjusting here and just like, nope, just go right for the finish. Thankfully, it's a pretty good hold. getting the send there. Pretty happy with that. Kind of frustrated I didn't get it first time, but you know what? You can't always get the day flash. That's all right. All right, entering a little kilter board section here. This is Trip Talk, V7, one of the most sent V7s. I've never really climbed much at 40 degrees. This is at 40, as are all of the next kilter board climbs that are in the video. So our kilter board actually started breaking a little bit. The two sides started moving at different speeds. So whenever you'd like lower it or change the angle, it actually started like breaking it just because one side would move faster, and that's not good. You gotta have both sides moving the same. So we can use it, but it's stuck at 40 degrees. So a lot of these climbs, like Exception, I've done at a harder angle before. Like I've done it at I think 50 or 55 or something, which is a harder grade, just a V8 at 40 degrees here. But yeah, it's kind of fun. So I've been going through all the most sent V8s and V7s at the 40. Able to cruise that, having sent it at different angles, which feels pretty good. Although I did do different beta. I actually crossed my hand under, which is new, which is pretty cool. This is set by someone in the gym, Smash Cling. A very big first move, really fun. It really felt like you're swinging out there, even though it looks more controlled in the video. And then just kind of a powerful campusy finish here. Thankfully the holds are all pretty bomber. The first move is deceiving though. It felt pretty massive. My lats were firing off, but I love big moves to good holds. That's like one of my favorite things in all of climbing. Just a little campus finish there. Awesome. So next up, different day. You can tell by the tank top change. We got A Tension, another very sent V7. Very similar to a V8 I did called Grunt Style, but an easier start here. This next cross move is pretty dope. Crossing right up. Sticking that little swing out there. Thankfully it good holds. I'm really happy too. I've been working on my open hand. I used to close my crimps on the kilter board all the time, but I've really been focusing on keeping everything open hand, and it's starting to feel a lot more comfortable and a lot stronger. So Subliminal Skull. This beginning is super similar to V8 I did in the last video called Nice Little Number. Thankfully this one is a bit more doable here. Tossing out left after getting that really good pinch, and then walking the feet up, hitting a pretty thin crimp here. But thankfully you can get set up pretty well with good feet to go to that finish hold. So sticking that, feet are cutting, but it doesn't really matter because I can toss them right back on. Yeah, getting that send. I hope there's any really OG viewers watching. I just want you to know that I've thought about saying boom like 15 times, but I haven't done it. Anyways, this is a V9 called Ride or Die. So V9 I'm working on, my buddy Noah was working on it in the gym, and I thought it looked dope. So I tried it a lot of times. This is just my best attempt here. No send. That last move is really big, and I had many more attempts on it, but just for the sake of time, I'm not going to include those. Hopefully send it in a future video though. Also, kind of on the same theme, this is Many Moons, a V9 at 40. I've climbed it at different angles. I actually flashed it at an easier angle, and I've been trying it at 40 and just kind of really struggling on it. I've had quite a few good attempts here. It's just a lot of moves that are very consistent. I've got my beta locked down here. The beta is a bit different for different angles too, but I think this is the easiest beta at 40. Kind of jumping out, getting the heel matching, and then I drop down the right hand here, and all I need to do is go to finish. And I drop it. I've done that probably 7 or 8 times from the start. I don't know why I just keep getting so tired, but there definitely will be a send of that in a future video. Anyhow, different day. This is Proj Bra, which is a V7 by Jimmy Webb, a legendary climber. And not that bad at 40 degrees. I'm assuming it was definitely set at a much harder angle. Yeah, kind of a fun, soft V7. Honestly, that angle, but nevertheless, great climb. Hammer Drop is a V8 here with just one big move. I did actually miss this toss probably 3 or 4 times, but only included the send. Once again, just for the sake of time. Know that the kilter board climbs aren't always as much fun to watch as the gym climbs, just because they're, it's hard to get a feel for like the terrain on the wall. It's a little more pretty and fun to look at. So now we're moving right along to the slab. I almost never include the slab, but this is an awesome route. Funny story. I've been teaching a kids class at Terra Firma, and they love the slab. Like, they really love the slab. Oh, once again, 2 sends, but how smooth is that? So the youngsters, yeah, they be loving on the slab, and so we come climb it all the time, and they're making me like it more. Like, I'm starting to enjoy climbing slab a lot more myself. Working on my technique, it's a great way to keep honing it. So you'll probably see a lot more slab in future videos, and hopefully I keep getting more and more skilled at it, not just relying on power for everything, which is great. So V4, V5 here, this one's pretty easy. Really, the trick is just in the start. So you see me starting with one foot on. Thankfully, I saw other people do it and was able to get the flash, kind of having the beta. But it was really tough to match this. You had to come down with both hands, and it's pretty much done the second you stand up. Wow, it's just like, look at that though. My goodness, what a start. Popping up here, and it's super simple just to get your feet up, and then you just have to stand up. What I love about the kids that I'm teaching in the class is that they will just dyno for stuff on slab. Absolutely fearless, very flexible, cool stuff, raising up the new generation to crush. I'm sure they're all gonna be way stronger than I am. So happy to get the send there. Be hopping on the pink next. And the pink route was a really fun one to, oh, I didn't change the text there. That's a boo-boo. It's supposed to be pink. This was a great one to do an elimination on. I actually did an elimination with only the foot chips, going all the way to the finish. I didn't include it in the video. I certainly should have. That might be a really fun episode. So comment below if you want to see an episode of eliminations where we take holds off, because that is a ton of fun. Highly recommend it if you're climbing in the gym with a buddy. Challenge each other to take holds off and get really creative. The slab in particular is wicked fun because you can just hand foot match stuff and stand up, and you will surprise yourself how far you can reach if you really lean into the wall. But just climbing it the intended way there, which is fun, easy, and flowy. The blue holds here, V6, V7, this one was a little bit trickier. I do have the beta here, so it may not look as challenging when I climb it, but it felt kind of weirdly spooky just because you're doing a lot of hand-foot matches on like not the best hands and feet. But hopping right up to the first pair of three, get a high foot. This is an interesting move because your left foot doesn't feel like it's anything until you get the left hand on. Then you're able to shift your weight. Hand-foot match number one here. Really trying to get that foot up, hoping they don't blow so you pop down on the feature below you. Moving to the top group of three, which are once again not great, and I'm really mantling to get the left foot up there, but it is done after that. So thankfully, through trusting my feet, able to get the send. I really had to actually like out loud tell myself to trust my feet the first time. I did not send it. I mean, I was talking to someone, but I had realized that I was not trusting my feet. So a pink slab V8. I did throw V9 in this one because it's quite tricky. Also quite difficult even when you have the beta. So I spent quite a few tries on this. I did edit down the number, but this is the beta that ended up working for me. I spent the whole session just figuring out this beginning piece where I was able to bump the left hand up. Going right there and then bumping up. A lot of people go right foot here. I had to go left to match and then move up to those first two little crimpy pinches. They're very bad. Get a high left foot, you gotta rock your weight over and then kind of desperately go up left right away. So it's a tricky problem. You really have to like shift your weight. Thankfully I had that beginning kind of dialed where I can bump that left hand up and then move my feet up really carefully. But wow, yeah, this one just felt, if you did anything wrong, you pop right off. Kind of delicate. There was a good deal of problem solving just because there's all those holds and you can use them in different ways. And this is just a bad attempt. You see me kind of moving my hands all over the place. Hopping back on. There was a variety of betas too to do this, which is really cool. Some people went right to that first pocket to cross over left. Some people went up right to the hand where my left hand is and matched it. And then, yeah, depending on how you do this next section, you'll see me toy with a different beta here where because I needed to get my foot up high and then rock and catch out left here, and I've done it, but I didn't capture it on footage. Here I'm trying just with my foot low, getting the left hand, and then moving the left foot up. The issue is that the hand is so bad, it only works as an intermediate once the foot is up high, so it really is kind of a tricky problem. But staying low here, able to get my hands set between these three slopey holds, swinging the foot up, matching, going out right and bumping up. And then once again, I'm gonna try just to get my foot up high once my hands are set. And I really wanted to use that pocket for a foot, and in your mind it seems like it works, but then in actuality it does not. It's just like off the side, can't really get to it. Yeah, I guess what I concluded is that you really need to have the foot up first, but that beta still was not working for me. So anyways, here is the full set of my one arm pull-ups. I have not been training these, but I was really happy. I was able to just crank out a bunch of them. I know it's kind of like a cocky thing to be doing all the time, but I just think it's such a cool move. Always wanted to be able to do them, and unlocked them maybe 2 years ago. Working on a lot of calisthenics as well as climbing. The combination of those really helped me unlock a couple cool things like that L-sit to handstand you saw me do. And I believe I do something like 10 one-arm pull-ups here, which is awesome. You get the little break when you go back and forth, so it kind of helps just concentrate more on power. But yeah, it feels good to go all the way down and then really use that shoulder blade to pull back up. So nice way to end with a little power after all of that technical slab climbing. I didn't get the pink, but I will work on it more and hopefully have ascend on that as well as those 2v9s. But that's going to wrap things up. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. Peace.